One slight problem remains with the reinterpretation of the statement V'nistalka mimeno Shechina from him in the singular, which seems to imply that the Shechina also departed from Yaakov. In light of the fact that Yaakov would have been a mere conduit through which the hidden became revealed, then the wording should have been not in the singular, mimeno, but in the plural, mehem, referring to Yaakov's 12 sons. Alternatively, the phrase could have read V'nistalka Shechina, dropping the memenu. The question is strengthened when we contrast this to a similar incident recorded in Sanhedrin, Daf Yud Aleph Amud Aleph, regarding a phenomenon known as the bat kol. The Gemara states that Tana Rabbana Mishametu Nevi'im Ha'acharonim, Chagai, Zechariah, or Malachi, when the last of the three Nevi'im passed on, Nistalka Ruach HaKodesh Misrael. What we have referred to as the Shechina, the Gemara refers to as the Ruach HaKodesh. The Ruach HaKodesh departed from the nation. Gemara goes on to state, Va'afal Pikein Hayu Mishtamshin Bebat Kol. There remained an interaction between God and the people through the bat kol. The Gemara then goes on to cite two examples. One from the pre-Churban Beit HaMikdash period, involving Hillel HaZaken, another from the post-Churban Beit HaMikdash period, involving Shmuel HaKatan. Pam achat hayu mesubin ba'aliyat Beit Guriah v'Yericho. The group of Chachamim had gathered in the Aliyah, the upper levels, upper chambers, in the home of Guriah in the city of Jericho, and that V'nitna aleihim a bat kol min hashamayim, a bat kol from heaven rested upon them, or came to them. Yesh kan echad, there's one amongst the group, Ra'ui shetishra alav shechina, upon whom the Shechina was worthy to rest. This level of godly revelation cannot come to pass because she'ein dora zakai lekach. The generation is no longer worthy to receive the levels of kedusha, and hence the hidden may no longer be revealed. The bat kol had made the statement that there was one individual that was worthy of such a revelation, and as such, natnu chachamim et eneim behillel hazaken. There was a unanimous acceptance of the fact that that individual was Hillel HaZaken. The Gemara cites a second incident, replacing Hillel HaZaken with Shmuel HaKatan, and the location for the bat kol revelation took place in Yavneh, which implies a post-Churban period. Of interest, however, is the terminology that is used by the Gemara, namely, She'ein Dora Zakai Lekach. The generation is not worthy of such a revelation. This in contrast to the situation regarding Yaakov, where the wording is Nistalka Mimeno Shechina. The Rebbe in the SICHAH suggests that the inclusion of the word mimeno adds a second dimension, that not only did the Nistalka Shechina, the removal of this revelation, impact upon Yaakov's 12 sons, but also had an impact upon Yaakov himself. And therefore, while we have argued that the power of Nevuah remained with Yaakov, as witnessed by the fact that there were prophecies embedded into the brachot that he gave to his 12 sons, by the same token, though, the fact that he could not carry through with plan A, namely to reveal the Achrit HaYamim to his sons, also had a negative impact upon Yaakov. This scenario was replicated 200 or so years later, following the oral transmission of the Aseret HaDibrot. In Shemot 32, we are told that Moshe failed to return within what the people considered to be the designated time period. The people seeking a replacement for Moshe Rabbeinu as an intermediary created the Egel HaZahav, while still on Har Sinai, God tells Moshe, Lech red, go down, ki shichet amcha, asher he'elita meretz Mitzrayim. The nation, or more accurately, your nation that you brought out of Egypt, had become corrupt. Two terms are used in telling Moshe to return. One is lech, and the other is red. The translation of which would be, lech, go down. Gemara in Brachot, and paraphrased by Rashi, addresses the superfluous terminology, suggesting that the inclusion of the word red, to go down, to descend, is not a geographical descent from the top of Har Sinai to the people below, but red migdulatacha, a descent in spirituality from the levels that you have attained. Because lo natati lecha gedula ela bishvilam, those revelations allowing you to attain higher degrees of spirituality was only given to you bishvilam, on account of the nation. That now that the people have sinned, you, as the conduit of this Kedusha, must divest yourself of those levels of spirituality that were given to you on their behalf. Rashi goes on to then quote from the Shmot Rabbah, the Medrash Rabbah, that Be'ota Sha'ah, at that point in time, Nitnada Moshe mipi Beit Din Shel Maila. Moshe was in effect put into cherem from having any involvement with the upper worlds, referred to by the Shmot Rabbah as the Beit Din Shel Maila. So what we have here in effect is a situation where the spiritual cannot reach into the lower worlds. This not only has an effect on the recipients, but also on the conduit. Similarly, Yaakov attempted to bring that which was hidden to his sons, namely the ultimate Geula. For whatever the reason, Nistalka Mimeno Shechina, it was not to be. The consequence not only affected the 12 sons, but also Yaakov himself.